News 8's Brittany Schmidt had a chance to talk with the presidential candidate one-on-one before the event.
And here's part of their conversation.
Why is winning Wisconsin's primary on Tuesday important for you?
Well, it's very important. We have now won 6 out of the last 7 caucuses and primaries. We are on a roll. It's important that we keep the momentum. And in addition, you got a lot of delegates here in the state of Wisconsin, so we want to do as well as we can.
Right. Now, the latest Marquette poll that was released today showed that you were ahead of Hillary Clinton here by a small margin. What is your reaction to that here in Wisconsin? Why do you think you're doing so well here so far?
I think our message is resonating. You know, it's resonating in Wisconsin, it's resonating throughout the country, and that is, there's no reason why the middle class of this country continues to decline and almost all new wealth and income is going to the top 1%. We need an economy that represents all of us and not just the people on top.
All right, so talk to me about your education plan. How will that work?
What our education plan is about is saying that in the year 2016, when we look at the concept of public education, it has got to mean making public colleges and universities tuition free. It also has got to mean substantially reducing student debt. We've got millions of people there who are really struggling with outrageous levels of student debt. We pay for this through a tax on Wall Street speculation. And the reason for that is that the middle class bailed out Wall Street. In my view, it is Wall Street's time to help the middle class and young people in this country.
Will the state have to pitch in any money for
Yes,
it?
it's 2/3 federal, 1/3 state. That's correct.
How do you think that'll fare here in Wisconsin? Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker cut funding this past year. Do you think that he would agree to this?
Well, I think that the people of the state of Wisconsin will agree to it. And I think any good politician listens to what the people have to say. And that is that we need the best educated workforce in the world. Wisconsin needs a well-educated workforce. A lot of kids can't go to college, and a lot of kids are leaving deeply in debt. And if Wisconsin, for whatever unfortunate reason, chooses not to go along with this concept, what will end up happening, which will be a terrible thing for this state, young people will leave the state. They're going to go to those states where they can get a free tuition in public colleges and universities. And what sometimes happens is those best and brightest do not come back to their state. So I think that Wisconsin, like other states, will accept this offer.
President Obama has Obamacare in place. How do you plan to do that? Do you plan to expand that or kind of completely change it?
Well, it's both. It's an expansion and it's a change. It's an expansion in the sense that the Affordable Care Act, which I strongly supported, has added some 17 million people to the ranks of the insured. But we still have 29 million people who have no health insurance at all, many more who are underinsured, and every day we're getting ripped off by the drug companies who are charging us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. So what we intend to do is do what every other major country on earth does. This is not a new idea. Guarantee health care to all people through a Medicare for All program. We have a Medicare program right now. It's for seniors. Let's expand it to all people.
Got it. And so what is that one message that you want Wisconsin voters to take to the polls with them on Tuesday?
These are tough times, and our country faces many crises. If you check my political history, it has been a history of standing up to powerful special interests, whether it is Wall Street, the drug companies, the military-industrial complex, the fossil fuel industry. And I think right now, at this moment in American history, we need a strong president who can stand with the middle class and working families of this country and take on the big money interest whose greed is doing so much harm to our nation.
Here in our area, prescription drug abuse, opioid abuse, heroin abuse, we struggle with it here in our area, across the nation. What do you plan to do on a national level?
A lot. We struggle with it in my state of Vermont. It is a very serious problem. The governor a couple of years ago devoted his entire State of the State address to opiate abuse. New Hampshire next to us, very serious problem. We're losing people every day from drug overdose. I think what we need to do is many things, but for a start, we have got to consider drug abuse and addiction as a health issue and not a criminal issue. So if you're addicted, what we want to do is make health treatment available to you, which among other things means greatly expanding mental health treatment facilities all over this country. We've got a real crisis in mental health, not only with addiction, but with other problems as well. We are nowhere near where we should be.
And are you proud of the turnout that you've kind of been seeing as you're rallying across Wisconsin?
Yes, it has been every place we go. I mean, that we're going to have, I think, what, 3,000 to 4,000 people out here tonight. I think it's pretty good.
And why do you think you resonate with the younger generations? You know, they're the future of tomorrow.
Right,
really.
and that's what makes me very proud. They are the future of our country. And a lot of people have written them off as saying, well, young people are apathetic. They're not interested in government. Turns out not to be the case. It turns out that young people want to be involved. They want to shape the future of this country that they are going to be living in. I think many of them are idealistic. They want to see us combat climate change, for example. They want to see us deal with pay equity for women. They want to see us deal with racism and a broken criminal justice system. But also, they have a personal interest, and that is they're graduating from college deeply in debt, or in some cases they can't afford to go to college, or they're having a hard time finding decent paying jobs. So they want an economy that works for them and not just the people on top.
News 8 did request one-on-one interviews with John Kasich and Hillary Clinton when they were in town earlier this week, but both campaigns declined.